What's good, y'all? It's your boy Yada.
It's your boy Sam.
And you tuned into the Envelope Pushers podcast. You want to tell me what the Envelope Pusher is?
Envelope pusher means testing the limits and trying out new, often radical ideas. New definition damn near every week.
Fact. The facts. That's what we're here to do. And by the way, happy Savior's Day to all the believers, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Savior's Day this weekend. The minister is going to be speaking on Saturday. I'm excited, right?
Man. And it don't matter what background you are, what religion you believe, man. Go listen to the minister speak, man. He's gonna talk to everybody. He's gonna talk about everything related to our people, religion out of it. That's all that matter. Like literally,
sure. You don't gotta be a Muslim, even if you Sunni, even if you don't agree with the nation, right? He's talking about the people, right?
We need that in our culture right now. Definitely a black leader. And if y'all not following, checking in on Minister Louis Farrakhan, man, come on now, what you doing? You doing the worst. That's the only thing. I'm not gonna shame you on too much, but if you do not listen to Minister Farrakhan, man, you're really hurting my heart, man. Because
the minister is the black people, what the Pope is the white people. You know what I'm saying? Like
we gotta be on top of that.
We gotta back the minister.
Yeah, no cap.
All right, so today, we're going to switch it up, right? We're going to do some, I know y'all been waiting for a finance episode, right? So we're going to be talking about financial literacy.
Facts.
And the definition of financial literacy, right, is the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including personal, financial management, budgeting, and investing, right?
Hey, so let me give them a disclaimer right quick. Disclaimer. Hey, we are not y'all financial advisors for real.
Yeah, this is not financial advice.
We giving you the advice, but hey, do your own research at the end of the day, man. Like I said in the last video, do your own research. That's the only way we can get better. Because me and Kenyatta, we students of the game too now. So we learning along with y'all. We just wanted to present y'all this information to get it jogging inside of there, man. So just take it with a grain of salt. Don't think everything we know, all the terms, man. We just bringing it to you how we gonna bring it to you, though.
Facts. We still learning too. We know a little some, but hey, we still learning, and we all gonna learn together. That's a good thing, right? So if there's something we not up on, right, tell us.
Let us know on our IG at Envelope Pushers, or let us know down below in the comments.
Yep. Tell us what stocks you investing in. We're gonna get into that, but tell us what stocks you investing in. We want to have the conversation.
Yeah, I want to know, man. Y'all already. Hey, in the first episode, man, I told y'all, man, I don't know that much about stocks now. So y'all gonna have to put me on. That's all I ask. Just put me on a little bit so I can reach y'all level. That's it.
Facts. Hey, so what was your first experience with financial literacy, right? Or your first kind of your first run in with it?
Hey, man. Okay. So I don't know how young you want me to go back, man, because I remember, Duluth, man.
Anytime.
I was younger, just trying to like earn money and make money. We used to have the Kool-Aid stands. Oof.
I did a lemonade stand one time too, on Canal Park.
Yeah, we had the Kool-Aid stand on not 4th Street. It was like 21st Street or something. It was something crazy.
I should have put it on 4th Street.
Yeah, it should have put it on 4th Street. Hey,
should have put it on 4th Street.
4th Street Market was going crazy, but y'all don't know. That's Duluth talk. Let's chill.
Yeah, that's Duluth talk.
Yeah, that's Duluth talk. But I used to have. We used to always do Kool-Aid stands. And so we would make $40 in a day. You have a Kool-Aid stand, once a week or something like that.
That's decent as a kid, bro. $40 a day.
Yeah. I think one day we made like 70. We was lit, but it was like 5 of us. So we had to break 70 up against 5 of us. We went to Walgreens and spent that quick on candy.
Oh God, all candy too.
all candy. No, nothing healthy, nothing nutritious for the crib, but nothing. Just straight candy. But yeah, so that was like my first time like actually making money on my own. But as far as financial literacy, I think it didn't really become an importance. For me, my family, we struggled a lot. So trying to understand how money worked was always kind of an issue because you never really had enough money to, at that time, I didn't think we had enough money for me to even understand what was going on. But also too, I was never doing the education behind it to learn about money and how money works. So I can't even say I didn't have enough money to gain the knowledge or nothing like that because knowledge is free. I just didn't ever think of it in that way. But specifically, it was definitely my freshman year and working with FAFSA and trying to figure out how much money I could get or how much money I needed to pay for college and the expenses I needed and to understand how it works. So that was kind of like my real first introduction of me understanding how financials work and finances work. Understanding my mom's finances, because if you went to college and you applied with FAFSA for government aid, then you got to type in your parents' information, or they type in their information from their taxes. So that was kind of my first time running into it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me too. I
Yeah.
like that you brought up the Kool-Aid stand because I did a lemonade stand. One of my homies. This is on like Canal Park now. We didn't make as much as y'all was making. Like I should have been doing it over there. You feel me?
No cap. We had the signs and all. No cap.
Y'all had it, man. People was really buying that, but I forgot how much we made, just a few dollars.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Hey, by the way, too, so my grandpa lived like right by the area lift bridge, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of y'all probably not gonna know what I'm talking about, but we from Duluth, we have like this lift bridge. Look up the aerial lift bridge.
Yeah.
It's like there's not too many lift bridges like it in the world either, I believe. But we was running out to the pier like serving people lemonade. Like we would run back and serve them lemonade. Like we were really trying to get this money, but that's one of my experiences, huh?
I said trying to get to it, man.
Hey, right, hustling early, always wanted to do stuff like that. And then as you said, yeah, getting into college, like I say FAFSA, and then doing my taxes too, which is tax season, by the way. If you haven't done your taxes,
Do them.
get on that. But
Some of y'all missed y'all little checks, stimulus checks, man. Make sure y'all double check that on y'all taxes, because y'all might be able to still get y'all stimulus, man. Just saying. Go finish. Go ahead. My fault.
do that early, but yeah, that was really the first experience. And then I realized how lost I was. Like I didn't know none of this. Like I was learning about taxes, and then I was learning about credit. I didn't know nothing about that. Like I think we talked about before, right? I was taught credit's a scary thing. Like credit cards are the boogeyman, right? Don't use them. straight cash. Well, what Randy Moss say? Straight cash, homie. You feel me? That's what I was taught. No credit cards. But I started doing some just research on that, and I guess fast forwarding now into college, that's when I started learning the basics of stocks, right? Following Wall Street Trapper. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole bunch of financial pages, and then I felt like I was tapped into a whole new world, like stuff I ain't never heard of before, right? But yeah, that's kind of my little.
I think too, man, with like when you first learn financial literacy, it's like, or when you start learning how finances work and how money operates inside of our economy, it's like you want to make so much money, so you get into the things like stocks, or I know right now it's super popular because of COVID and Corona and stuff, is the side hustles. Is
like a lemonade stand.
Yeah, like a lemonade stand is
for little kids, but
for little kids, maybe they might get away with it. But just the side hustles is going crazy right now. Uber, Lyft, things like that is going super crazy. So I feel like for me, when I first started learning how finances work, I was like, oh, now I know this little piece of information. I want to go try to use it and maneuver and get some more money. So so for you bringing up stocks and stuff, I know that's a new area that I'm still kind of scared of. Kind of like how when we talk about the credit, folks bring up stocks, I don't know, but that's just me not knowing and sitting down and doing the research. But guess what? That's why we here, and that's why we made this podcast, man. So yeah.
Facts, yeah. Lot of it's just fear too. Like like when I downloaded, like I downloaded TD Ameritrade. That's how I did mine. That's a good app. I had it for like 4 months before I bought a single share because I was that scared. Like, what if I put money in and I lose it? You know what I'm saying? But
that's a big one, man.
See, that's just you just have to calculate your risk, right? So, and part of what we want to talk about, I know, I guess is like, so we have this, so there's a 50-30-20 rule, right? And that is like, so 50% of it is like your needs, right? 30 is your wants, and 20 of it is like saving and investing. And it's always good to make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket when investing too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of minimize like the risks and the scary stuff, right? Because it's just like gambling. Like you don't want to just gamble all your money or bet all your money. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a risk of losing it, right?
I'm not a gambler.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey, I'm not a gambler. I want to know where my money at.
I put my money into the market. I guess you're gonna call that gambling, but
Yeah, yeah,
I there's a return. You know what I mean? We'll
there's
get into all that stuff, but there's a percentage on that. But so I guess one of the things we want to talk about is budgeting, right?
yeah.
What's some of your experiences with budgeting, or what do you think people should know?
Well, I think people should know with budgeting, man. Know what you got to spend, man. Know your expenses. I think that's a big part of it. You know, we always see there's commercials thrown at us. I don't even know the statistic. It was something crazy how many commercials are thrown at us in one day, let alone 1 week, and let alone 1 year. So, you know, and like I said earlier, like especially right now during coronavirus, subscriptions probably went crazy. Subscription based companies
Oh, streaming platforms, yeah, crazy.
probably went crazy, man. Disney Plus coming into it,
Hmm. Came in strong.
all types of HBO Max adding all the movies onto
Hmm.
their platforms. It's crazy. So know your expenses, man. Know what you spending your money on. Even if you know it might be something small, like make sure you know exactly what you spending your money on, because you might got Hulu or Spotify and you got Apple Music, and it's like why? You know, that's
Hmm.
one of those situations like why? Or you got a reoccurring bill from Netflix. You don't even use Netflix. You didn't even think, you know, that Netflix was still getting pulled out. Not saying that you're not checking your bank statements or nothing like that, which I hope you are, but literally understanding what your expenses are so you can properly allocate money and budget properly towards those things. Because right once you write them down, I feel like personally, if I write down my expenses or I know my hard expenses, then automatically I can budget out my checks that I get automatically onto
Hmm.
what exactly needs to be paid. So I know for sure rent needs to be paid, the utility bill
Facts.
needs to be paid, the insurance needs to be paid. So right once I get my check, I automatically know, yo, that's money that's getting taken out. So that money is already budgeted. And then some months I play around with my subscriptions. Like one month I might have HBO Max. The next 2 months I might not have HBO Max. Just depend on what movie come out. I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Or what show is popping at the time.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Like some people will just like only have it. Okay, I never really watched this. It kind of annoyed me. I hope you didn't either. Game of Thrones, did you watch that?
Nah, man, I ain't even.
People was going crazy, but that was just annoying to me. I heard it was a good show, but
Yeah, that was
I
enough.
can't get into it. But yeah, a lot of people was like only getting it was on HBO, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was only getting HBO when it was on, and that seems logical unless you're watching HBO all the time. But some of that stuff we got to look at if we really use it or not. Like, is it worth it? You know, and
and I think
maybe it's consuming our time too much too. Maybe we got to do other things.
that
You're right.
leads into one of the other topics is saving. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but did you have anything on budgeting that you wanted to share though?
Nah, just like writing stuff down, that's like important, or just checking your bank statements. And there is budget calculators out there too you can
Right,
look up. Like
right.
like you can go on Google Sheets or on Excel, whatever you use.
Yeah, looking at
And
grocery
it's
prices.
yeah, it's good to just keep track of what you're spending because you might go in there and be like, damn, I'm eating out too much.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or dang, I'm spending so much on like just little stuff from Walmart, like stuff I don't need that's just gonna sit there and collect dust.
Facts,
But that's one of the biggest things is just writing it out and just seeing it. Then you can make a plan.
facts.
And then you want to go into saving.
Yeah, savings. Okay, cool. For me, with saving, man, this is kind of difficult, but I've been actually doing better because you get two sides of the story, and we're gonna talk about some books later because really where I got, start coming into this information from is the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert
Yup.
Kawasaki. I don't remember his last name, but it's called Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That's a famous one. I'm sure y'all have heard of that too. That's a
And
real
y'all can get
famous
it
book.
today at y'all Walmarts or Targets like that. So, or you can listen it to the audio version on YouTube for free. So, okay.
Hmm.
Don't say I told you that, but hey, you can. Uh, I'd rather you go that route since we talking about finances.
Right.
But as far as saving, I was a saver to the point I wouldn't even save it. Like I would save my money and I wouldn't spend it at all. And if you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, then it's literally like, even, you know, people of the wealthier status says, hey, if you're letting your money sit, just save, like that's all you're doing, you're actually losing money because of the
Hmm.
price of inflation.
Right, because inflation. Yep.
Yeah. So for me, I used to save heavily. So after I would budget all my bills, I would save all my money. Like I would try not to spend it at like anything extra. I would not try to spend it at all. One, because I used to have a fear, like if I spend the money, I won't have the money for later in a bad situation. Right.
Hmm.
That's just how I grew up. Like if
Yeah,
I spend on,
that's. Hmm. No, keep going. My bad.
okay, cool. Now I was gonna say like how I grew up is like if I didn't have, you know, if we didn't have money, then we couldn't do anything. So essentially, when I grew up and started making money and saving, I would hold on to all my money. Like folks can ask my mom, you could really, anybody that knows me with money, bro, they will tell you like, yo, Sam don't spend his money. Like my mom, she knows she can give me $20, and that $20 is gonna be in my wallet for the longest. Like I'm
Hmm.
not trying to spend money at all. And you know, saving can be hard, but
Yeah.
two, I think one thing about our people, we're such big consumers. I think we're like I'm damn near the number one consumer, or
Facts.
like we spend a
We
large amount
got 1.3 trillion dollars of spending power.
fast. So,
That's crazy.
and I think somebody was like, that's more than like multiple countries, like,
Oh yeah.
that's more spending power than a lot of countries around the
Yeah,
world
we have more. Yeah, we have more money than a lot of small countries, right?
that we
Like,
spend.
I think in Spain, like Nuri Muhammad was building on this.
Mhm.
I gotta put this on the page, but yeah, he was talking about, kind of like a nation building topic, but he was talking about how much we spent. And I think we spent more money than Spain, right? And
Yeah. I think yeah,
Spain, yeah, and
was it.
Spain's not a huge country, but and I think I don't know about how if we outnumber them,
Mhm.
but we outnumber a lot of small little countries and islands and outspend them, which is kind of crazy,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So that's another thing. Like we don't we're such big consumers, and then a lot of stuff is marketed to us, like even
Mhm.
stuff that's like not really geared to our culture is still marketed to us. So we'll see hip hop and rap music in different commercials, we'll see hip hop dance in certain commercials, we'll see just certain stuff marketed to us that's not for us, and these companies don't put money back into us. Not to go on a huge rant, but that's just
Yeah.
facts. We spend a lot of money and we don't put it back into our community. So us spending a lot of money, it's sometimes get hard to save. And then two, we try to keep up with the Joneses, and ain't nothing wrong with keeping up with the Joneses. But in the grand scheme of thing of economics, we are dead last, especially when it comes to circulating the dollar in our community and putting those dollars back into
Right.
the community.
And
Where
another fact too, our dollar lasts about 6 hours,
yeah, 6 hours
right?
compared
Right.
to other communities that last days, weeks.
At least a week, right? I don't think anybody else is really lower than a week, but we're at 6 hours. The day we get the paycheck, we giving it to someone else. We can't even let the dollar circulate for one day. Think about that, 24 hours. That's crazy. And we sleep in about 8 of them hours, right? But we can't even let that circulate. Like
And that was, and just to build on that, because it's set up in a system for us to spend our money that quickly too. Like you think about it, if in low income areas there's the check cashing places. And I think
mhm,
Killer Mike was building on this. Shout out to Killer Mike because he does a lot of financial literacy stuff that you guys should be,
yeah,
man. He's a huge advocate for banking black. So if you're able to in your area, I think they even have online banking. um his online bank is called Greenwood, I believe.
yep, Greenwood, yep, yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of it's online, yep,
yeah. So you can bank black that way too. But Killer Mike was saying basically when he was growing up, um, the check cashing places, and there still are a whole bunch of check cashing places in low income areas, and those check cashing places take a huge percentage of the check that you send in to get cashed out. And we're
yep,
not setting it.
the fees,
Yes, in all actuality, when it comes to the credit cards and banking, some people in our community are scared to even go to banks and stuff like that, or credit cards, all that type of stuff. So a lot of us don't even have bank accounts. That's starting to change because a lot of stuff is on a card now, but it's set up for a way for them to make money off the money that you already made. So boom, you cash a check at a check cashing place, boom, your money is already spent, instead of you having a debit card or a bank account where that check can be directly deposited and you get the full amount that you had already.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Facts. Yeah, and even like the stores too. Like
Mm-hmm.
like
Liquor
just
stores.
across the street, right? We don't own the stores. So yeah, that stuff's gone in like 6 hours. But what was I gonna touch on?
I was gonna
Oh
say,
yeah.
I was gonna
Yo,
say too, if you had any like tips or ideas for saving, because like I said, for me, when I get paid, I try to save as much money as I can. But now I invest more, and I know that's the next thing. So I think that would be good
yeah.
too. So if you
Oh,
want,
another thing too, like a lot of these big banks too are not your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to really look into savings accounts. Because some savings accounts you'll actually get a little like money. You know what I'm saying? Just by putting your money there, right? Some banks will do that, credit unions, but a lot of banks also have hidden fees, and part of that just looking at your expenses, just seeing if they hidden you for just little fees, because
yeah,
then you're really I mean you're if you don't invest your money, you're gonna lose it because of inflation over time.
mhm,
But then you'd also be losing it because these bank fees.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these banks like Wells Fargo and stuff like that, a lot of hidden fees, and that's something we got to look into
yeah. I
when it
would,
comes to just saving.
yeah, I would say too, you can get into investing. So I'm just gonna leave off this
Hmm.
saving one. Yo, for saving, you guys, please make sure you figure out how you can make your money work for you. We're gonna talk about that after the invested. I mean, in this next topic, but as far as the saving portion, man, we gotta cut back on some things. Kenyatta talked about at the top of the podcast how there needs to be a rule. What was it, 50, 20, 30?
50, 30, 20 up. Hmm.
Yeah, so follow rules like that. I even seen 70, 10, 20. I seen another saving rule.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot
Just
of rules, man. Do your education and what works for you. I know our one of the biggest excuses for saving is I don't have enough money to save, man. But sometimes we live in more luxurious than we think, and then there's other ways we can spend dollars, even to take care of ourselves and enjoy life still that still will make a return financially. So we can get into investing now.
facts. Another part of it too, like investing, right? So I know y'all heard about the stock market and crypto, right? It's going crazy.
So,
You know what I'm saying? But these are also really important, right? I love the stock market, right? I got in the stocks by watching like Wall Street Chatter and stuff, and Earn Your Leisure too, right? That's going crazy too. Their show's going crazy. Shout out to them, what they doing for the culture. A lot of stuff on there too, and it's nice to listen to. It's not boring, right? It's
yeah.
people you can relate to.
It's us. It's our
Yep.
that you get to look at and talk about finances, and they get deep into it, man. Not to
Right.
promote them too much on our own podcast, but I'm just saying we want to still be able to share this information regardless
Hmm.
of if they look like us and they in the community and they want to see our community benefit from knowledge and information like this. Hey, they're gonna get shouted out, so just expect it.
Facts. They're not wearing suits and ties and shit. They wearing we wearing. You feel me? Like
Look what you got on.
kind of like, oh yeah, I got World Envision.
Yes, sir.
This a black owned brand right here.
Hey,
You feel me? If y'all into like sweatshirts, tracksuits, stuff like that.
t-shirts. They be having
Also,
cheap too.
ancient aura jewelry, right? This is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but
Yeah.
you can
Hey,
get chains from
back
there, all
to
that.
look, H&R. Yes, sir. I love
Hey,
it.
I want that one, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta do it, man. Gotta keep
That's
some.
the exact one I'm looking at too.
Yes, bro. Clean. So,
That's
hey,
nice.
stop black too, man. It's Black History Month. We talking about
Hmm.
finances and stuff. Make sure you circulate that dollar in
Facts.
your own community, man, because these same people are looking out for your community. World Envision, they looking out for the community, man. I think they
Hmm.
based out of New Orleans. And then,
Yeah, they're in New Orleans. Yep.
so, hey, take advantage, man, and listen to, go if you're gonna spend some money after we get done telling you how to save and budget your money, you got a little extra dough, make sure you spend it with your folks.
We Buy Black too. We just talked about that before the podcast. If y'all don't know what We Buy Black is, that's the Black Amazon. Y'all got to tap in. You can get everything from there. When
Look,
I mean
look,
everything, I mean everything.
look, this episode turned into us, hey, selling
It,
stuff to
it,
fuck.
it, it turned into a spend it episode.
Hey, yo, save your money, but spend your money. Nah,
Right,
only spend it if you got it. Go with the cheaper option, because you don't got to buy that $5 bamboo tissue off of We Buy Black. You can still go buy that dollar tissue if you got to.
hmm
I understand. I understand.
Facts. But yeah, so investing, so like the stock market, that's like really crucial. And that's also one of like the three pillars of wealth too. You know what I'm saying? Is
Yeah.
stock market investing, you know, because a lot of like people become millionaires and billionaires. There's
Mm.
not too many of them. I want to, I mean, I don't have, there's no statistic of it, I don't think, but it would be very hard for me to believe there's a millionaire out here that doesn't have any stocks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're all into the market, you know? And that's just really important, right? And you can get some apps like TD Ameritrade, Webull. There is Robinhood. Now I've been I've been heard, yeah, stay away from Robinhood. I heard that's bad, you know, but I haven't used it. But yeah, that's got a lot of bad reviews. But Webull, TD Ameritrade,
Recently.
Fidelity too. People use Fidelity too.
I was gonna say too. You want to tell them the three pillars just in case they don't know?
Yeah, facts. So the three pillars of wealth, right, are I guess investing in like, you know, stock market participation is huge, you know. And a lot of y'all are in the crypto too. We got a lot of crypto heads out here that just straight, you know, in the crypto, and that's cool too, right?
Cause,
That's still new, but
cause have you heard of the Dogecoin? Yeah, the Doge.
yeah, it fell though.
Yeah,
It actually fell.
hey,
I think it went back up though.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I'm talking about. I heard before we was talking on this podcast,
Mhm.
man. You know, pre-production, a little talk before the podcast. Can y'all was
Yeah.
telling me all the stocks is dropping, man. So it's crazy. But I know a couple weeks ago, Dogecoin was going crazy.
Mhm.
Bitcoin it's a whole bunch of coins out right now.
Especially Bitcoin, and Bitcoin actually went down too. So it's
Bunch of coins. Yeah, and
yeah,
I seen on like social media and stuff, all the billionaires and millionaires had to speak out about the big drop in Bitcoin. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever you say. But yeah,
facts. That's another thing too. Remember this too. Like investors always win. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Because if you're investing in the same things that they are, like when it comes to like stocks, stock market, even crypto, right? Like Tesla just announced that they're accepting Bitcoin, and I don't have like the percentages. I should have, but they bought like a big percentage. You know, some of these major banks are like starting to get into it. So,
Once you see
well,
major banks getting into it, you know it's some money to be made, man. And
right, and once they start putting money into it, you got to realize like they don't want nothing to happen to
mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where their money's at.
Yep.
So that's real important. Next one, real estate, right? Now, real estate is also really important. Like a lot of people become millionaires off real estate, you know,
Yeah.
and we all need a place to live. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs like a roof over their head, right? And you know that's one of the common things that we have, but a lot of us like I don't know, I guess aren't really investing it. And there's also multiple ways too. I'm sure y'all heard like flipping houses,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I was
People,
just finna like get into it for him, like just share some stuff that I've already researched and did my homework on. But man, real estate is probably one of the quickest ways you can hit that M. You know,
facts.
it might not be an M in liquid, but you still, as in wealth, as in building your wealth, you can hit an M easily um, in real estate. And I wish more of our people talked about real estate because I feel like sometimes we're so apartment heavy and apartment driven because we always on the move looking for the next thing, looking to go.
Yep.
But that goes back to one of the stats that Kenyatta gave in our first episode on how in 2050, the wealth of Black people is going to be damn near zero.
Oh yeah, zero,
So
which is crazy.
if you're not, if you're not already looking at real estate, please start looking at real estate, man. It's a great opportunity, especially for people that look like us, man. A lot of places is hard to get into, like a lot of industries is hard to get into. But
Yeah.
entrepreneur. The next pillar that Kenyatta is gonna talk about is entrepreneurship.
Well, one thing I wanted to say too. So also with real estate, like most of us, like a lot of us, that's where like our like that's like some people that's like their only asset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine like there's also strategy. See, we might do a whole episode on this because I'm like, when I heard about this is like changed my life, bro. House hacking, right?
Oh yeah. All right.
Right,
Yeah. I
right.
brought it up, and you was like, "I'm already on it." I'm like, "Oh."
Right. You can buy a multifamily, right? Like a duplex, triplex, even like a mixed use property, right?
Mhm.
And you can live in one unit and rent out the other units, right? And if you do it right, a lot of times you either be living for free or you be paying like 200 a month to live, right?
You in a fourplex, and mind you, like I was saying, a lot of us are first time home buyers, or some of us might be. I'm only 23, not saying that's an excuse or nothing like that, but
Hmm.
um, I just came up on the information. So with first time home buying and stuff like that, you know, you can apply for FHA loans and stuff like that. And
Yup.
with
And
FHA
mhm.
loans, basically you either get to choose a conventional loan or FHA loan. I think there was another one. I'm
Yeah,
not.
there's a lot. There's USDA. That's like
Yeah, exactly.
if
But
you're a veteran, you get a VA loan, and that's like you don't got to put nothing down, I believe, which is crazy. But
the
I
main,
I ain't joining nobody's military though. Keep
yeah,
going.
exactly. But the main two is conventional loan and FHA loan. And FHA loan, man, that really that that's a loan where you only have to put 3.5% down. I think it's like 3% to 5% down on the
Yeah,
home.
yeah, 3.5 to 5%. Yep.
Yeah, so you only put that much. You put that much down on a home. Of course, they look at your debt to income ratio, and things like that. But
Yep.
you
Your
only have
credit
to put,
score.
yeah, your credit score and stuff like that. But you only put 3 to 5% down, and with that, even in some states that we're in, like for me in Georgia, we have assistant programs for down payments for houses for first time home buyers. So real estate, man, if you start researching it, understand, you would see why me and Kenyatta, we get so excited about house hacking, because
Mm-hmm.
this is literally, it's on my path of what I want to do. House hacking, because you can become a homeowner. You invest in these properties. You get a duplex, triplex, fourplex, whatever you're able to get. And you stay in one for a year. That's one of the obligations. With the FHA loan, you have to stay in
Yep.
at least one of the units for at least a year. It has to be your primary residence. And of course, y'all always, like I said, always go back and do your research. But you stay in one of the units for at least a year, and then you're able to move out of the unit. Also, after that year, you're able to refinance if you did any improvements, or if your house gained any equity, and you're able to refinance your home, and you can get equity out of that, and you can
Yep.
start up the whole new process and get another duplex. And now
Mm-hmm. Just
you're
keep
staying
going.
in one unit, and now the other unit, you can rent out the unit that you were staying in for that price. And now now you bring in an extra income in from that one property, which is $1,000. And now you got another property that you're doing the same thing, and you're staying in that same unit for a year. And I've seen, shout out to Bigger Pockets podcast. That's another great,
Yeah, I've gotten a lot from them. Bigger pockets.
yeah, Bigger
Yeah, they're
Pockets,
good.
because they talk about it, and they get into super detail about how to house hack, basically, and valuable information, man. Because I've seen people on there, and they talk about how they became millionaires in a year, in 5 years. I mean, so if you got 5 years, 5 years is nothing to become a millionaire at
Mm-hmm.
this point. Because how many years did you spend not trying to become a millionaire without putting anything towards it? So.
Right. And yeah, that's real important because just cutting out your living expenses frees up a lot of your time and stuff for you to invest in other things.
I think living expenses is like 35%, 35 to 40% of like people's highest expense during the year. So,
Right. Like anybody watching too, just imagine if your living expenses were like either like $100 or $200 or just you don't have none.
and you're a
Like
homeowner with equity and wealth.
right, and then of course in the future, right? If you want to keep that in the family, and then once you move out, that's just straight cash flow. But that's crazy, right? Having no living expenses, like that'll free you up a lot. And so the last pillar of wealth, right, is entrepreneurship, right?
Big
And
one.
that's also another thing, right? Just owning businesses. You know what I'm saying? And getting into that. And yeah, that's pretty much like just the three that most millionaires and billionaires
Yeah.
probably have all three. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be very surprising if if I met a millionaire that didn't have like real estate or stocks or some kind of business, some kind of income coming in. Like
That would be crazy. And I wanted to talk on the entrepreneurship, because I feel like us as a community, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, and we have a lot of brilliant minds that ideas don't get to, come to fruition or whatnot. But part of entrepreneurship, it can be something small, like starting a podcast like we did,
mhm.
or even just starting a small business for anything that, you might think of. I even see, me, I like reselling shoes. I like shoes.
Yeah,
And
I was just about to say that. That's one of the first ones that like us as a community really gravitates towards the flipping shoes, right? I almost got into flipping shoes because I love sneakers,
Yeah.
and
So
that's a real common one.
yeah, so me, I already love shoes, being big consumers, seeing the Jordans and stuff like that.
Yeah,
For when I was younger, and now I got the money, I could spend it. So I remember early on when I started making money, I was buying a lot of shoes. I had, anything that was exclusive that I can get my hands on that nobody knew about, I was doing it. But now I can still get that same feeling from flipping shoes. So even something small like that, flipping shoes, I seen people, do drop shipping or affiliate marketing.
yep, that's big
These
too.
are still side hustles, but this is like the beginning of entrepreneurship, and it's not easy. Entrepreneurship isn't meant for everyone,
No,
um, you know, and especially at certain points of your life, it's probably not, meant. But I know another thing, and I want to speak on this because in our community, when we see entrepreneurship, man, we look down on it, like especially if the product isn't, you know, on a Nike level. I see people complain
yeah,
all the time.
like it's not designer, so we don't buy it.
Yeah, yeah. So I see all the time, people talking about, oh, well, this is a black-owned company and they're charging me $80 for this sweatshirt, and all they say is melanin or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, you got to understand how profit margins work, and these people are putting in real sweat equity into the products that they make. Not saying, yo, go buy with them folks. If you don't like the sweatshirt, that's cool, but that don't mean you eliminate black companies or black entrepreneurs in general, because Nike, they got little kids working in these shops going crazy for 40 cents.
Oh
And
yeah,
they,
and how many of these companies disrespect us like Gucci?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But we still buying their stuff. Like that just don't seem right to me.
all the designer
You know,
companies all these companies done disrespected us.
Louis
And,
Vuitton. Louis Vuitton used to have human zoos, by the way, like back in the day, which is crazy.
and with that, that just says to me, when I look at that, like, okay, these companies keep disrespecting us. Like, so it's cool for us to pay for somebody to slap us. Really, that's what we saying with our dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cool, you slapping us and disrespecting us, but I'm still gonna pay you because that's the only way I can look cool around my
Yeah.
community. We
And
get
these companies know that too. Like they can give us subpar service. That's another thing too about the service, right? Let's say you have a bad experience or something, right? And it's fine. Like usually when I have bad experiences, I usually don't want to go there either, But
yeah.
I feel like we hold black-owned businesses like way up here, just as high level. Where if they do anything wrong, there's somebody can't wait to say that's why I don't buy from black-owned businesses. Like,
They they
you
be
know,
they be itching to say,
right?
that's why I don't shop at, like, yo, what? There's so many other great products. There's so
Right,
much.
like I guarantee you, if Nike did something to them, they still buy Air Force Ones.
Oh
They
yeah,
can't help themselves.
they can't
You
help it.
you feel
That's
me?
they
Like
got and not trying to call nobody out, but that's literally the cycle of what begins, man. Like, my whole thing, especially during Black History Month, man, we should be pushing that black dollar so crazy this month. And it gets overshadowed by a lot of things because a lot of things start popping up and a different agenda. But man, black companies, anything black is held to such a high standard, man. It's so ridiculous. Like, these black owned companies, for one, they got to start up from the ground. A lot of times these people are investing their own money within the company. In order to make an okay profit, they have to charge people certain prices because they're not buying 1 million or 5 million shirts like Nike is from a Chinese factory where they can get
yeah,
a t-shirt damn near for 10 cents and turn around and charge you 50 for a screen printed t-shirt. And then, a black company will do the same thing, probably only charge you 24, but they paid $8 for that shirt and then put
right.
in about $4 for the equity, sweat equity, to actually printing on the shirts themselves personally. And they
Mm-hmm.
doing that with about 100 shirts. And folks just turning around, oh, I don't want that. Why are you charging $25? And then two, we ask for discounts for everything, but we won't go
Oh
to
yeah, that's another
first
thing.
white
Like
brands and ask them for a discount. Huh?
yeah, as soon as somebody opens some or somebody gonna ask you for like a discount or something. But
Facts.
how I see it, I should be paying full price, if not more. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
So,
Now that's just like, especially like if one of my friends open up a business, like I'm gonna be the first one to support. You
facts.
know what I'm saying? But that's how much as I value just black business, because it's not just the business you're supporting, but you're supporting the black family. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supporting the community, right? And if that person lives in the community or also values, black people, they're gonna start investing in that community as well, and that's how we get that dollar circulating.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Another important thing. There's one more thing I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought.
I was gonna say, shoot.
Oh yeah. Also too, a lot of these people, right, are a lot of us are trying to break generational curses too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people are starting up businesses, you know, and things like that because they want to change the narrative, right, for their family, but also to show a good example for the community, right? You know, to show other people that, you know, they can start these businesses. You know what I'm saying?
And I was gonna say too, I think the statistic for small businesses is like only about like 10% of small businesses last past the 5-year mark.
Really?
It was
And I bet you the pandemic killed that. That's another thing. Black businesses need support right now.
yeah.
Big time.
So that was already a crazy stat, but
Yeah.
that wasn't even taking into account black small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Like I stay in Atlanta, so you know it's plethora of black businesses, and there's always an entrepreneur.
Black Mecca out there.
Yeah, it's all, you know. We got the water boys on the street trying to make a buck.
The water boy.
Yeah, so we got the
Right.
water boys on the street trying to make a buck. You know,
Bro,
you
I
can,
heard about the water. Hey, whenever I come down there, you're gonna have to show me that because I heard about the water.
oh, yeah, we right down the block too. So
Because 85 South was like kind of like clowning them, you know, the
Yeah.
water boys.
yeah, no, I respect it, man. Go ahead and make you a quick dollar off that.
Mhm.
You know, the profits, you know, is large because, you know, probably 32 cases of water they only spent $4 on. You know, they charging $1. But hey, you can't be mad at that. And you know, and some people like try to tear them down. Little kids, you know, African American males trying to make $1 off of some water, and people still got the nerve to talk down on them, which is crazy to me because these kids is out the streets trying to make $1. But if they were selling that weed or something like that, you would be on their head again too. Talking about, oh,
Right.
these little kids selling weed, or they doing this, they on. Like, if they was doing that, you would be on their head. So which one you gonna be on their head about? Because you let little Cindy slide with selling barrettes and shit. She can make $1. I mean, she can make a meal off barrettes, but Buddy trying to make water. I mean, trying to make some money out just profit
Right.
margins. He's not even trying to make money. He just trying to make the profits off the margins of, you know, of what retail price is for this stuff. So that be blowing me too, man. We be talking so down on our own people when it comes to entrepreneurship, man. And that definitely has to change, man. We gotta start uplifting our people. That's important, man. Like we were saying, these are the 3 pillars. These is stuff that like they have to be around. They have to be talked about. And they have to be uplifted in our community, man.
Facts. Hey, another thing too. Do you know? I think his name is like Spurgo or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Spurgo, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
See,
Spurgo.
that kid, and
Tough.
and he made, you know, he made his little. There's a clothing brand. See, I gotta buy some stuff from him. I haven't yet. Haven't got around to it, but I'm gonna buy some stuff from him. But his story was a lot of people in the community was supporting him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'd be going to like the barber shops and stuff like that, and they liked what he was doing, and they were like, "Yo, so I see this kid trying to, you know, make money, right? You know, trying to hustle, get his clothing brand. I'm gonna take you to these barber shops, and we're gonna get some t-shirts going, right?" And now his, I think he made, I don't know if it was $1 million, I don't know,
Yeah,
but
he made
it was $1 million, right? Yeah, he made like a ton of money. Like, his stuff is really like successful, you know.
Yeah.
And he's, what is he, like 15 or something like that?
I think he's young. I think he's still high school.
Right. You know, he got his own business, which is cool, but you know, we can make a lot of black millionaires, right? Especially
Also,
with $1.3 trillion of spending power, you know, like
you make a bunch of them.
imagine if we just buy black.
Yep.
We definitely change the dynamic. So all right, so I guess kind of the last thing I guess we wanted to touch on, kind of touched on it a little bit, but like books, right? So I love books. I love these, like, okay, I know you've probably seen these like for dummies, but real estate investments for dummies, because you know me and Sam Lee be talking about like this house hack and stuff, like
Yeah.
like whenever we talk, right? So I feel like it's about real estate. We love it
It's
so,
gonna come up, man.
right? So I got in this a little bit, you know, mutual funds for dummies, you know, stuff like that. I think they probably have some on stocks too, or they probably got crypto for dummies. You know, these for dummies books, if you're familiar, they got every topic.
Yeah, they got everything.
I bought Islam for dummies when I was getting into you know, Islam. Like, they have everything. But yeah, it's just important to, like, I guess just read about this stuff, right, and just learn about it. You know,
Yeah, man.
reading is like exercise for the brain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go ahead, get them books, man, just to understand, man, because there's other ways we can make money, man. We don't gotta shoot a ball or sell drugs or nothing like that. Of course, those like the first thing, first two things that people go to make money, but also our time, for people. That's why I wanted to mention during like your saving period too, and entrepreneurship. Of course, you don't have a lot of money, but you have a lot of time, and you have a lot of physical output, physical equity that you can put into the work to actually building something, man. So one thing is books, hella cheap to invest in.
Yep.
And those are things you can invest in immediately and get a great return because it changes your mindset. Exactly.
Another one.
It changes your mindset immediately and also opens you up. You can get advice from billionaires, basically, that are writing books. Like I said, Rich Dad Poor Dad is definitely a great starter. Easy read. Also, you can listen to it. So you don't got an excuse, because I don't like to sit there and read books the whole time. Like I feel like I don't got enough time, but I will listen to an audio book. And sometimes I will get on, my regular books, because I got my regular books too. So don't get it twisted, because I still need the education through the eyes, because I need to learn that way. But
yeah, we can never stop learning, even if we get out of school, stuff like that, right? We always just got to stay learning, right? Keep growing.
So, take it, one way to invest immediately into your financial literacy is actually buying the books. Buying books that are related to finance, buying books that are related to stock markets, buying books that are related to real estate, buying books that are related to entrepreneurship. These are like the first things. Y'all know y'all can find a book for 14 cents at some places. So it's not, shouldn't be a hard thing to do. That's one of the first things. Like, any advice, like this whole podcast, we gave y'all little pointers here and there, of course, but real advice, go get you a book, man, or go listen to you an audio book on how to make money a different way, or how to make money work for you. You want to work on those assets and liabilities, and finding what are assets in your life and what are liabilities. And that'll separate yourself from a ton of people immediately. And also teach this stuff to your family too. Don't get it twisted. Teach this stuff to your nieces and nephews and your little cousins, and shoot it up the ladder too to your mom, your pops,
right,
your grandma, your aunties, all them, because we want to create a system that we're all learning and we're all invested into something, in order to push and bring the community up as a whole.
Facts. And I like what you said too about, some of the ways we think about making money. Because I mean, I know growing up, I ended up playing college football, but basketball is my first love, right? And we always dream about like professional sports, NBA. A lot of people out here hustling, right? Unfortunately selling drugs and stuff like that. And I mean, we don't really, in music too, that's a big one, right? But we don't understand even, and I posted this on the page, right? We posted that Lil Durk thing. Yep. Lil Durk has a real estate company and a trucking company.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So these people aren't just, and even people that are playing basketball. Now, financial literacy rates are kind of low in the NBA too, but there are some people that are making some smart business moves.
Oh, shit, and entertainment period, and especially in the Black community with Black entertainers and athletes, financial literacy is still low. So
yeah,
they still going broke at the top with millions of dollars.
Right, like Allen Iverson, for example, right? Jay-Z actually helped him out saving his money, but Allen Iverson almost went broke.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, there's a lot of crazy stories like that. So, but I've lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, even Lil Durk is investing his money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these artists are still, even stocks, right? What's his name? I forgot. He was on Vlad TV.
I was gonna say Lil Bibby was.
Yeah, Lil Bibby, okay, right?
I was like Lil Bibby one too. I like that video.
Yeah, but yeah, Lil Bibby also, he was talking about stocks and real estate, right?
Yep, he was talking.
And he also started getting into management, right? He was an artist who, he was rapping. We all heard his music, but he also got into management, and I believe he was managing like Juice WRLD,
one of the fights to come out of Chicago,
right? Stuff like that. So there's right, and the percentages of becoming like a professional athlete and a rapper are a lot lower than if you were to put your time in entrepreneurship, right? Or put your time into just investing.
Put your time in real estate.
Right. You can build a lot more wealth doing that, because not everybody gonna make it to the NBA. Do you have the percentage on that? Wasn't it like close to
It's super low. It's like point
like
something. It's point
yeah
something.
for college athletes to get into? I think it was like the NFL. It was like point something, and even in to get into college sports, right?
That's difficult in this.
That's low too. You know,
Yeah. It's just so many
right?
other
So
ways we can make money, and I want people to start seeing that, man. And I think everybody currently should have a side business right now. Like,
yeah, a
if
little side hustle
yeah,
for
if
sure.
you here, man, if you still breathing, you can move around, man. Get you a little side hustle to make a few extra dollars, man. Cause that's what these big companies is doing. And that's what I noticed from reading and stuff. These companies is just making a few dollars and spending a few dollars to make a few dollars. It sounds
Yep.
crazy, but that's literally what they're doing. They invest millions of dollars. Them ads at the Super Bowl is not cheap. But they
Right.
banking on the people that's watching the
Advertising.
Super Bowl to make them that triple fold. Like, that's how much they're betting and how much they're putting in. So when we talking about investing, that's another thing. Kenyatta's big on investing and stuff like that. He's investing his money, putting some money in to make a return back. Same with entrepreneurship. You put, even if you don't have money, you put some equity into your craft and what you're doing, and you get a return back. Real estate, you put some money in, and you get a return back. This is what we need the dollar to keep moving. This is what I'm saying, like, the dollar working for us. That's what we need. That's what we need to learn how to understand. Like, the dollar isn't just a piece of paper we give to somebody and we
Right.
get nice things. No, the dollar can keep moving and keep bringing us nice things. That's literally what we can do with the dollar.
Right. You want to get to the point where you're making money in your sleep, literally. Right. You know, it also with that entrepreneurship too. And even all these lifestyle changes, because these things are hard, right? You know, you gotta learn about it, you gotta make some lifestyle changes, but we gotta do what nobody else will to live like nobody else can.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is not easy. You know, there's gonna be some sacrifices. There's gonna be some, you might not, probably can't go out that weekend, gotta save your money, whatever. But it's like, what are you gonna do now so you can live good later? You know what I'm saying? Or so your grandchildren can live good, right? Because we want to create generational wealth,
Yeah, man.
right?
That's
Right.
my
You
thing.
know, yeah,
That's my
you
big
just don't
thing.
want to. Do you say what?
I said that's one of my biggest things right there. Generational wealth, man. Gotta
Right, like, what can I get my grandkids, man? Can I make my grandkids millionaires?
I make my
What
great
I
great
do,
great great grandkids millionaires, man. Can they have
right?
this house?
That too.
Yeah. Can they turn my house into an apartment complex or something, man? Keep that thing
Hmm.
pushing. Yeah, man.
Buying the block, but man, anything else you want to touch on?
Hey, man, I think that's it, man. We shorten this one up, man. We had to go,
Yeah.
post and pre-production. We was talking, man. The last one was kind of long, but we had to break down that movie, man. That was a good movie.
Facts. And if y'all haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Right, like, comment, subscribe. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
go
saying?
go watch that last video, man. It's real good, man. It might be a little on the longer side, but hey, we got to get you that information. You can't be mad at us if we give you the information now.
Facts.
If you can't be begging and asking for the information, and then we give it, and now you mad at the length. Come on, now, where we
Right.
gonna stop it at? We not gonna stop it? Okay, don't worry.
Facts. Hey, also on this episode, right? So in the comments, right, tell us some of your strategies. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Or tell
fact.
us some of your way. 'Cause I know some of y'all in the crypto and stocks, right? So, let us know some of your stock picks or like some of your experiences with this stuff.
Yeah, I want to know, man.
Even
Put me on game
even real estate.
Put me on
Mm-hmm.
game with the stocks, man.
Put
Link me
them
in.
ticker symbols down there. Help Sam leak out.
Yeah, help me out, man. Let me know the wicks and candles. Let me know all of that stuff that I can get up on it, man. Y'all not helping me, but y'all should help me, man. And any other thing too, if y'all got any little business ideas, let us know. Me and Kenyatta, we always looking a way to make some money. Of course,
Facts.
that's what we all doing, looking to make some money. I'm a big, if I hear it and it sound good, let's knock it out and let's get it done, man. So thank y'all for watching this episode, our third
Big facts.
episode. This is our third episode.
Yeah, it's our third episode. Yep.
Ooh, we getting through them, man. They coming up quick. They be coming back to back, but man,
Yup.
thanks
All
for
right.
tuning in.
Yup. Peace.
Deuces.